Welcome back, everybody, to this reading. Welcome, collective, beautiful soul family. If you have clicked on this video, that is the timing that these messages were meant to find you. So we have the cave. So the cave is a situation that has brought out what is occurring in your current life right now on the personal and collective level. So the cave is a place to return to. It's the portal, the interior, and the dark. We always think of darkness as something to fear. If you think of a cave, it's something that is closed off. It is something that is you can't necessarily see with your own eyes. So it's all about your true self. It opens up to your true self. When we cannot see with our eyes, it activates a space where you can where it is meant to return to retreat, a meaningful retreat. And in this place, it is where you can actually see your true self. And I don't mean see like in the physical, it's where you can truly come back to your true self. All right, so in this place of retreat, I feel like we've been going through that for the past year or two. There is something that you're meant to find that resided inside the cave. The cave is also where the heart, the center of the heart resides. So it's kind of like coming back to this place of compassion. It's a place of self-understanding where the whispers that were blocked out by the world, the bright lights, the loud noises, we miss those whispers. Within the cave, it's almost like you can hear the echoes. You can't miss what you are being shown. Only truth can be found in the cave. So it's a potent power where its teachings, within the cave where its teachings can be misunderstood and feared. So this is all about representing the things that we fear tend to be all these misguided thoughts. And then we tend to almost avoid a misrepresentation of what is actually developing, what is actually the fear of what resides within the cave. You may not want to seek what is in the cave. You may try to stay within the light, stay in the bright light. So whatever's in the dark can never be actually shown to you. And at this time, there's something that has happened far beyond your control, so that you're able to go into this place and go back into your heart space to really remember and reconnect with the mysteries and the power that the cave has to offer. So many may never try to find the cave and keep life busy, almost to not even think that it exists. Because this is the place where you see things that maybe you didn't want to see. Tend to avoid some truths. But the truth about the cave is those who are fortunate enough to find it and enter it, that's the thing. It's not just finding it. I feel like we all know where that place is, because that's that place of reflection. That's that place of emotions, deep emotions, that you almost fear what could be hiding inside, what you may actually see. But the truth is, what you actually do discover in the darkness is its potent power that will forever change your life. So I feel like this is a false pretense of what actually going into that darkness, the shadow work is. Maybe feeling like the walls are going to close in. But within those walls, it's within the walls and away from the bright lights, it wants you to come back to who you are and remember that you always have a light that shines. And that light is your inner fire. Almost like it guides you always back to, it guides you back to that place that is very sacred, but it also could be a sensitive place for you, where emotions can get mixed up with healing. All right, so the sacred center within, entering this portal, and what will you may discover? Something is being cracked open. The star born is something that you signed up for before you were born. There was something very authentic about your journey. When you were born, it's almost like when you're born into a new way of teaching. And I feel like this new way of teaching is not to fear the unknown, not to fear the darkness, not to fear what a belief that you've always felt, something that you've always felt, that you always feared, and you really don't have a reason why. And I feel like that is, you're here to change that. You're here to change that ideology, to birth new ideas, to bring new energy, that no matter what you fear, there's love on the other side. It would be to fear who you truly are. And I feel like most of us, not most of us, but there are many on the planet that don't necessarily understand purpose, karma. Each lifetime, each journey is different. And you're born to break the belief system. You're here to break anything that shatters at the idea of it without even trying. So what you believe is not necessarily what is true to actually. What you see, what you witness with your eyes, what you see is not the reality of your own thoughts. They were already formed, and it was almost plugged into your system as you were growing up. So I feel like this is all about changing that ideology, creating something new, and understanding that in the darkness is where the most amazing things occur. That's where we find our magic. That's where we discover our light. This reminds me of the hermit energy, taking that retreat and really, really discovering things about yourself that come to light that you would never have known before. And it completely changes your perception. It's almost like one idea brings forward another. And it cracks open the reality of perception. That the lights, the loud noises, were distractions. And they were only meant to stimulate happiness for a moment. But within the cave, you discover things that are towards love and not fear. And the truth is nothing to be afraid of. All right, so where one can see its true self. It's almost an invitation, like an invitation to bring you to a deeper understanding, deeper insight. I feel like there's this whisper, there's this calling that is reminding you the light is still always burning. No need to search for it. It's always there. It's up to you to enter the cave. But this is where we do our most creative ideas. This is where growth occurs. The most profound growth. Because that happens on the inside, not in the outer world. Your inner world is what is affected when there's darkness all around we cannot see. It activates your other senses that almost forget about because we are constantly relying on our sight, our eyes, for truth. And I feel like it's not quite as black and white as that. There's many more layers. And I feel like some things only form or grow in the dark. You can only see them in the dark. And once we understand that, you can bring this belief system and this understanding and bring it to the surface. Because I feel like once you've grown within the dark and you've chosen to tend to your fire in your heart space, you grow differently within the light. You move differently. You can think outside of the box. You're no longer blinded by the light, for you know that the light doesn't see all. I really feel like it brings a completely different perception, like a whole new way to see something. It really opens and activates. All right, so this could have been a place of isolation. It could have been a place of not intentional. I don't think it's intentional. I feel like it's a place that was necessary just for a reminder to tap back into your inner world. Because that world brings you to a place of peace, happiness. I mean, the heart space is where love is. It's where desire, compassion, expression. And I feel like it's where you're open-minded to ideas that maybe you thought were impossible before. The cave opens up a whole new way. It activates a whole new way. A whole new way to see. All right, so we do have Aletheia. So that's going to be in your energy that has, I feel like in the cave, this is the place that we all kind of been thrown into, where we had no choice to enter the darkness. And I feel like that really hit a switch. It hit a switch. That up is down and down is up. Seeing things differently. Opening up a lot of more possibilities. Not being so set in stone. It's like no boundaries. Realizing that there's nothing really off limits. And everything is possible. Because if you're not using your eyes to see, you're needing to be resourceful. You're needing to be, it's activating parts of yourself that you didn't know existed. It's like a whole new, it's like going into a portal and discovering a whole other realm, a whole other place that you never knew was there. And you would never have believed it existed until you discovered its magic. For sometimes you think that something that seems bad at first actually turns out to be what you've needed all along. It's almost like the answer to a puzzle. Kind of all coming together and making sense. All right, never read this card before. I'm just needing to find it. I think that's Greek, isn't it? Aletheia. Aletheia. All right. Pretty sure it's an initiation card. All right. I'm going to pull some cards as well to really dig a little deeper into this darkness, the shadow. What have you been working in the dark? This is definitely a sign that I'm having a hard time finding it, right? Finding the cave, entering the cave. I feel like maybe not avoiding it, but almost like looking into the cave and kind of having a peek and then, but not going right in. So it's like you're getting a little bit of a taste of what you're needing to move towards, letting go of the fear, seeing something differently. Truth. The card of truth. All right. All right. Seeing the truth. The cave. That's what the cave represents. It's in the heart space. It's so you can come back to the truth, your true self. Almost like giving that compassion to yourself. Truth. The truth will set you free. It may weigh heavy, but within the truth, or within the cave, the whispers are speaking truth. You do not need to question anything in this energy. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Interesting. This is an undeniable energy that goes beyond the rational. We can recognize it by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. This is gaining back your truth. And okay. And I feel like once you entered this energy, it gets much easier to keep returning to it. It's almost like truth becomes a part of you. It becomes normal again. It goes beyond. And almost like truth is something that once you get used to living in your truth, nothing else can stick. Like that's the only place you're going to want to be. So is there something within yourself needing to see, or something around you? There's truth to your story. And there's something to learn. So every step of the journey had a purpose. And it's telling you something. It's unveiling. This is unveiling what has been concealed. And that's like the egg is cracking open. You're that star in the sky, that unique, seems so far and unreachable. And it feels that way because not all are born to reach that star. So this requires truth over anything else. And the truth will balance and unveil all that is concealed. And it will reclaim your own vital energy, your health. All right. It's a rebirth. It's a rebirth to reclaim your energy. It's your vitality. Truth, it's like your body speaks truth. So when you speak truth, it's like your body recognizes it and it releases a frequency of peace. But living in false reality where all is claiming your truth, I feel like it takes away your sense of belonging into the world. It takes away your sense of belonging beyond this world, and to reclaim what you're here to reclaim your own. It's all about reclaiming your own truth. Your truth is birthing, bringing to life, bringing like breathing air into the truth. And it sets off a domino effect. And when it's free, I feel like it runs free. And it's a source of what was holding you. I feel like that was holding you back. It weighs heavy. And I feel like it was almost like not seeing truth all around us and our own truth. It really, those bright lights, it's a distraction from discovering your own truth. That truth is meant to be free. It's not meant to be owned or claimed. It belongs to you. It is your born right, your birthright. But when we don't allow truth to be seen and be blinded by all that is false around us, I feel like it can really weigh your energy down. It can almost distort reality, distort who you are, cause us to make excuses even to why life is the way it is, where it's all about flipping the switch, living in truth. It causes everything. It causes a ripple. So to live to go into the cave, it's all about retreating and realigning with your energy. It's your source of energy, your heart space, vitality, to where your blood pumps your blood to your body. And I feel like it doesn't restrict you. I feel like truth heals. It's the frequency of truth. And the universe knows what is false and what is not, even when we believe truth to be false. When we believe a narrative outside of us, we live in a false narrative without even knowing. But when we dive into that heart space, that place that honors who you are, it reclaims your own wings. Reclaims your own wings that you were meant to, that you were designed to move from this realm and onto the others. So something was completely breaking reality, dissolving magic, and holding back potent powers. This is unveiling what no longer is meant to reside. Because when we live in a world where it keeps us away from who we are, it's almost like living an image of who you are, living just a part of who you are. This is all about unveiling and reclaiming your potent power, not letting it be dissolved by the material world. So born to be free, born to set the truth free. The truth is something that holds value, but it costs nothing. And it can change every aspect of your life. It ripples into everything, and it really does awaken your gifts, your power, and your source tapping into it's like you tapping into realigning back with source, realigning back with your soul and who you were before this mission. All right. So the star born is what you were signed up for before you arrived on Earth. So what you were meant to create, what you were meant to change and crack open is birthing new ideas, new cycles, past the outdated. And I feel like it's evolving. Almost like being in this egg and not knowing that the rest of the world existed. Living this lifetime, but not knowing you have lived many other lifetimes. The number 3 is all about the cycles, all about the feminine energy, all about seeding ideas, growth, emotions, nurturing, balance, bringing balance to the beginning and the end, and the harmony in between. That everything is infinite. Nothing has a beginning or an end. It just feels that way. Number 3, the divine child, the star child, the destined. All right, so this is all about your cosmic light, the spark that arrived as you were born into this world. This is all about your unique story, your unique essence that you bring to reshape the world. It's your divine map, and it's it's what feels most natural to yourself. It's a sense of purpose beyond the mundane. So this is all about aligning back with who you are and who you were before this lifetime. And I feel like that in between is like that cave. It's that restorative energy where everything is nothing and nothing is everything, right? It all comes back to one. So it seems like everything's so black and white, and it's one or the other. It's common sense. It all connects together. There's no gray areas, but yet there's so many layers, misconceptions, disillusions. When everything feels topsy-turvy and completely distorted in the outer world, that is where the cave is necessary to retreat to remind you that you are not that outer world. And the world is not who you are. You are the one forming the world and what it is shaping into. So it's completely the opposite. So you're not just this one person in this little person in the world not making a difference. No, total opposite. Tapping into your potent energy is connecting right to source, right to who you are, and it opens up an entirely different world. In this world, the only person that can destruct this world, because it is your cave, it's your inner world, would be yourself, by fear and thoughts. It's almost like your mind racing and getting ahead of you, where it's almost time to break it down. Again, the dark is nothing to be scared of, because the dark brings light. So this is cracking open ideas of what is meant to, it's like you were born as the seed into this world. And you've been living in one realm, one idea, one way of seeing life. But yet, underneath the surface, where it's your subconscious, there is a lot that goes on beyond your own consciousness. That's where your memories are. That's where your past lives, that's where all the things that we forget. Each journey, each time we're on a mission, we go back into the light, back into the bright light. Not to forget, but just to conceal. What you wouldn't be able to recognize and heal if you had your past memories. It was almost like starting as a student, and it's your first day in class with your notebook, ready to learn. You don't have all of these other ideas forming, and already changing and writing, almost like writing the script. You already have all this information, all this knowledge, all this wisdom. And if it wasn't wiped out of your memory, you would come to class with a book full of notes. And instead of listening and learning and taking in information, it would almost be like contradicting, constantly going back in your notes. And instead of the practice of retreating and being shown something that you're needed to see, not with your eyesight, but with your not with your eyesight, but your, almost like a clear board to chalk out new ideas, new messages. I feel like in the cave, if you turned on a light in the cave, and you could see all of the markings on the walls, all the scriptures, all of the teachings, all of the lessons, but needing to be, not knowing that those markings are there, you wouldn't look for them. Till you grew as a student, got to a place where you understood the darkness, you moved with the darkness, and you worked with it instead of against it. This is where I feel like when the universe will show you, remind you who you are, and it will all connect together in a very soft, gentle way. It's almost like a whisper that was calling you, but you couldn't hear it, but you could feel it. Like you feel it within your nervous system, your body, like something was calling you on a deeper level. I feel like this is the time where you are remembering a lot of things about yourself, a lot of deja vus, a lot of things are coming up where it wasn't even from this lifetime, but you're remembering different occurrences. Maybe things that you are scared of, or things that you had fears or triggers. They were representations of lost memories, something beneath the surface. But you can only find those things once you entered the cave, found your light, and saw that you have done this many times before. And what seemed like something you feared was a memory that triggered a response that you didn't quite understand. So you avoided this cave. In fear of what it might represent. All right. So something that arrived with you when you were born. Something that really points to a sense of belonging elsewhere. I feel like that's where that star is, like looking at the stars, connecting to a place beyond this world. Like some of this world can feel heavy. I feel like being very empathetic, it can feel heavy, this world. Ace of Cups. All right, so learning how to love yourself. Learning things about yourself that you didn't know before. And those misunderstandings are actually places that you just needed to, you really needed to accept the offer to go into the cave and accept what you may find. And this brings you a sense of deeper connection to who you are. Learning to love those things maybe you didn't quite always love about yourself. Those things that were very unique. Things you didn't understand. And I feel like it's really bringing you back to this youthful energy where it's not so heavy and you're not holding on to so many situations. It's almost like, okay, that's why this happens. So this is love in a different level. It's like loving yourself and who you are. Loving everything, almost like not loving everything about yourself, but accepting. And that builds, it really does build a new foundation. Three of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. It's like loving yourself and working on a plan. It's getting to work on a plan. Now that you understand something about yourself, coming to I feel like it's no longer rejecting things about the things that maybe you didn't like about yourself, the things you hid, rejoicing in everything about yourself is for a reason. Learning to love and accept your uniqueness. I really just feel like this is not needing to seek any kind of any love in the outer world. Like you have, there's nothing that you cannot find within yourself. All the love you need starts with you. And I feel like that really does put into play a different way of living, a different way of growth, a different way of building. And it's like you're moving differently. It's an opportunity. It's like getting back to yourself. You're able to focus a plan with clarity on some kind of new insight that you discovered. It activated. I feel like you may have been stuck in your purpose, stuck in where to grow, where to move, where to work with others. It's almost like your growth. You're able to grow past a situation that you were stuck on for a long time. And removing the blinders, removing, and that's blind truth. Removing the blinders, removing the blindfold. Set yourself free. That you don't need your eyesight to see. It all started within yourself, the growth, the love, giving it to yourself instead of throwing it away. Blindly giving love away, this is giving back to yourself instead of giving it away. And it's growing a different way of looking at life, looking at obstacles, looking at success, looking at investing. I feel like this is investing in truth. Not focusing on hitting a spot, hitting the target. It's not about always getting things perfect. Practicing something so much that you can get, that your aim, that you can, but I feel like it's not living by your truth. This is living almost like accepting, doing something so much that you get really good at it, that you can do it blindfolded. But it's not truth. It's living blindly. Almost like throwing knives at with a blindfold, hitting a target. It's blindly believing something that somebody has told you. There's a cross in the road. The cross in the road was entering the cave. There was no other way. around it. I feel like to get to where you were destined to go, you had to go through the cave. And it changed the way, it changed the way I would say it changed the way you looked at life. You looked at the blind spots. It's like you're not looking blindly at anything. It's new investments. Investing in yourself meant removing the blindfold and accepting all truths, because you can't just take some truth. You have to accept all of them. And that means accepting yourself. Nurturing your connection with your inner world more than your outer world. I feel like you've been definitely shown something that you can see something clearly. You're not just living in impulse. You're not living by just because anymore. Believing in yourself means not believing what everybody else tells you. And going back to the drawing board and designing something differently, designing a new plan. It's an opportunity to create something that allows you to live. Allows you to live in your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own perspective. Not only seeing one side, but taking the information, taking this as a way that the universe is showing you the only way to plan and invest and move in a very strategic way, investing in yourself, is opening your heart space. Self-love, not restricting yourself, not allowing truth to restrict you. But it's like you have the choices. You have seeing everything and then allowing yourself to choose. Not relying on others. Is taking quite the risk. Shooting darts in the dark. So living life in the outer world, in the bright lights, it's not quite living your life the way you're meant to. It's focusing on at the target, focusing on anything that does not allow you growth. And it really takes out that spark. Queen of Wands is all about, it's like she's beautiful, but also very spiritually connected. Fire energy, high vibration, doesn't hold herself back. She's who she is. People either love her or hate her. People love her because her energy is pure and she marches to her own beat, but also people may dislike her because of that as well. Not being afraid of who you are. So it's almost like sparking that reminder of the dragon. So your energy, I feel like your energy is potent, almost like others may fear it because may look scary, but it's actually the power that it holds. Because dragon energy is actually, it's only feared because of what it holds, the power it holds. It's everything, it's almost elevated consciousness. And again, it's like entering that cave is where your dragon, where the dragon, entering the cave, may be feared by some, but not by you. This dragon energy is all around you. Others can feel it. They can sense it when you walk into a room. It's big energy. It's big, beautiful, and it's almost mesmerizing. People tend to flock to this energy because it's contagious. It's fun to be around. But some tend to want to take it for themselves. I feel like that's where that dragon tends to not be shown to most people. Because some may tend to want to slay that dragon. And dragons aren't meant to be seen. So I feel like, yeah, okay, so in this place of truth, you'll find truth in those dark places, those places where, oh my God, I just noticed there's eyes. If you look really close, there's actually eyes. That is so cool. But you must sit with this energy to be able to see it. I didn't even notice it. And that's the place where you find the potent energy of the dragon. It's not loud. Not loud, but large. It's like your magic. Remembering your magic and how ferocious it is. And others, I feel like, can feel it. So they may try to tame it. But you're not meant to be tamed. You're meant to bring out the wild. And I feel like when others see this energy, they may fear it for what it looks like, what it feels like. Not even looks like, it feels like. Because you're living in your authentic self. You discovered all the magic that resides within when you open up your heart space and let the magic be found. It's a part of your journey. It's a profound part of your journey. And not all can access this magic. And it all starts with a spark. Entering the cave. Remembering the journey. Remembering who you are. And remember, not the dragon slayer. It's almost like you're the dragon trainer. Or with the magic wand. With the magic wand, it's where anything is possible. It all just starts with the possibility of creation. Like a spark. And you remember, the cave was meant to be feared because they feared what you would find when you went deep inside. All the magical mysteries. And it leads you back to who you are. Not blinded by the lights, not blinded by all of the illusions. But I feel like the cave is what's a reminder of the truth. And its truth is usually the complete opposite of what we thought it was. So it's almost like flipping the script. You don't need to fear. It's almost like the outer world is the dragon. You don't need to fear the dragon, because the dragon is a part of who you are. The magic is so large, it cannot be concealed. Your magic, the magical essence of yourself, it all gets flipped on when you remember your fire is not to be tamed. Your fire is meant to be explored. It's an expression of who you are. The most magical parts of yourself are the things we tend to hide or dim because they're different. But there's nothing more magical and powerful is knowing who you are, knowing how magical you are, knowing how powerful you are. Yet only have good intentions. It's like your wild heart is not meant to be tamed. Your fire, desire, and purest forms all originate from beyond this world, where dragons, fairies, and mystical creatures all exist. Your existence goes far beyond this world. Once you get that magic, a touch of that magic, the magic reminds you, shows you, and frees you from anything holding you back. That love is stronger than fear. And you have the world, cycles complete. You closed out something that was meant to be seen, a way of existing, a way of a pattern, a belief system. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. I feel like you have set your heart free. And the power of love can dissolve anything. Mission complete. All right, until next time, bye.